Hello children, welcome to this virtual learning. I am Geeta. Let's together share the class 10 portion of economics, first lesson of economics, that is development. At the onset, let me start with a quote by Peter Drucker. The ultimate resource in economic development is people. It is people, not capital or resources, that develop an economy. In simple words, what is the meaning of economic development? It is nothing but economic growth. Let me also tell you what is the main objective of learning this lesson. First and foremost, to sensitize you or to familiarize you with the economic concepts, and also to make you understand the rationale of all-round human development. And not only that, I want everybody to know the quality of life and how can we all practice sustainable development. Let's go to the most important topic of this lesson. What development promises? You very well know it promises different goals for different people. Take the example of two categories of people. First and foremost, let us take the example of a migrant worker. He requires regular income, better wages, and he also wants to satisfy his family needs. If I take the example of an employer in a government concern, the employer, he is in a better position. So what will be his developmental goal? Maybe that he wants his children to study abroad, to make them settle abroad and do their best. So what we have seen now is two different categories of people. The developmental goals are different for different people. So let's also talk about two aspects of economic development. First, what we saw earlier, different people have different developmental goals. Then, secondly, what may be development for one may not be development for the other. Rather, it may be destructive. So now what we have to understand from this is that the developmental goals can be categorized in three different manners. Firstly, we have common developmental goals. If you take the example of common developmental goals, we all need the same thing. We all need freedom, we want gender equality, we want respect in a society. These are all common developmental goals. Talking about different developmental goals, you saw earlier what I said about the migrant worker and also about an employer, a government servant. You see, different people, we all are unique, so obviously our goals are also different. Then what about destructive developmental goal? Let's understand this destructive developmental goal with the help of an example. Let's take two people. You're talking about an industrialist. An industrialist, he has enough capital. So what does he do? He wants to set up an industry. So for that purpose, he wants to construct a dam in an area which is inhabited by the tribal people. So obviously the tribal people will be forced to evacuate from that place. So you see, there is development in the case of the industrialists, whereas it is not so in the case of the tribal people. They will be in a helplessness situation. So you see, when it is development for one person, it is destructive for the other. I'll take your attention to the other topic, income and other goals. As human beings, we not only see income, we go about seeing other goals also. We'll go about seeing other mix of goals. Like we require material things. When I say material things, I am getting the material things with the help of money. But remember, for an individual's development and for the country's development, we have to have both material and non-material things. When I say non-material things, I need the presence of my family members, I need the presence of my relatives, and not only that, we need better opportunities. Even for children also, they should get a chance for improving or becoming better and better in the learning process. So here you're seeing that income is also important, as well as other non-material things are also equally important when we are talking about development. Now I wish to take your attention to two important terms. What is national income? What is national development? when an individual develops, obviously he is going to bring in, national development. When I say, national income, I mean to say the total production of goods and services in a particular year in the country. Is it clear? So when I say national income, I am talking about the total production of goods and services. Where? In the three sectors of the Indian economy. I hope you know the three sectors of Indian economy, that is, primary sector, secondary sector, as well as the tertiary sector. And not only that, when we talk about national development, there should be an increase in the per capita income. Now, what is this per capita income? Per capita income is the total income earned by individuals in the country divided by the population. So when we are talking about national development, there should be not only an increase in the per capita income, but also, the country should be self-sufficient in, all aspects. Is it clear? I hope the two concepts are clear to you. We are all focusing towards national development. We are all chasing the word development. Why? Because, a person or a country can be happy when we are developed. Okay, so when we are saying about this word development, how will we know, or how will an individual or a country know that we are developed? Obviously, we have to compare it with other countries. Clear? Or we have to, suppose we are talking about Kerala state, we'll go about comparing Kerala with the other states. So in that way, we will know whether there is development in our country or in our state or not. And we will be striving, or we'll be, struggling to attain that goal of development. Okay, so we have the World Bank, always ready to help us to, find out whether the country is developed or whether the state is developed. Now, World Bank gives us the report, World Bank report is there. So what criteria they have used is that the basic criteria for measuring development of a country is, talking about per capita income. As I told you earlier, how do we calculate per capita income? Total income of the country divided by the population. This per capita income, you should remember, it is also known as average income. Is it clear? So they take the basic criteria for measuring development is per capita income. Clear? But this per capita income will not be complete when we are talking about development. So what did the World Bank do? They have categorized the countries into 4 different groups. We have upper income countries, then we have upper middle income countries, lower middle income countries, as well as lower income countries. They have given us a figure, in US dollars, this much amount to this much we are considering as the, upper countries. Like they, I'll discuss with you, or I'll share with you, the latest figure which they have given in 2019. They have taken the survey in 2019 and given us the figures that the upper countries or upper income countries are the countries which have an amount of US dollars 12,375 and above plus are considered as upper income countries. Then we have upper middle income countries, that is, in US dollars 3,996 to 12,376 is considered as, and upper middle income countries. Then we have what is known as lower middle income countries. Lower middle income countries are the countries which have the figures US dollars 1026 to 3,995. So those countries are considered as lower middle income countries. Okay, then I also wish to, remind you about the 2 countries which are declared as, upper middle income countries. On one hand, we have Sri Lanka and also we have Argentina. So these are the 2 examples about the upper middle income countries. Then what about example of lower middle income countries? We have Zimbabwe. They are considered as lower middle income countries. So now I hope it is clear when we are talking about the development of a country. So we have the World Bank, at our service to remind us about how to go about calculating which countries are, upper income countries, which countries are upper middle income countries. Then the third category, I am just repeating everything for you, lower middle income countries and lower income countries. Is it clear? Okay. Now let us talk about this per capita income. I told you per capita income, it is also referred to as average income. Now can we take this per capita income as an adequate indicator of development? For your information, it is not so. Per capita income alone will not tell us the development of a country, because when we are calculating per capita income, we are taking the total income of the individuals divided by the population of the country. Now when we are talking about the income of the individuals, we are not sure whether the income is exactly of the individual, because in our society, in our country, we have some people who are rich and some who are poor. So per capita income alone cannot be considered as an adequate indicator of development. And as I mentioned earlier, we look at all the things, material things and non-material things. When we are saying we are focusing only on per capita income, means what? You are focusing only on economic aspect and you are ignoring other aspects or other factors which also can be which are also included in the development. Like for example, we should also go about finding out what is the infant mortality rate or IMR. Then what about gross enrollment ratio? What about the whole country progresses when there is development. Everybody can rejoice when there is development. So just a reminder, keep working hard to strive for development. Thank you.